analysis on MS Excel. Excel is a computer program which is used to create electronic spreadsheets. It is also used to organize data, create chart and perform calculations. It is a convenient program because it allows user to create large spreadsheets, reference information, and it allows for better storage of information. It operates like other MS Office programs and has many of the same functional shortcuts of other MS programs. MS Excel has basically worksheets which are represented as book 1, book 2, etc. And each workbook has infinite number of worksheets which are given at the bottom of the MS Excel program in tabs like sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. These represent worksheets. These are infinite sheets of the workbook, book 1, book 2, etc. Each worksheet, say sheet 1, contains columns and rows. The intersection of a column and row is known as a cell. For example, cell D5. Cell D5 is the intersection of column D and row 5. To switch between different worksheets, either you use the mouse click or page up, page down to scroll between the worksheets. These are the various office buttons such as new, open, save, save as, print, prepare, send, publish, close. The shortcut keys are also mentioned. Ribbons. Ribbons have three parts in Excel: tabs, groups, and commands. Tabs. There are 7 tabs across the top of Excel window. Groups. Groups are sets of related commands displayed on tabs. Commands. A command is a button, a menu, or a box where you enter the information. Working with the cells. To copy and paste contents. Select the cells or cells you wish to copy. Click the copy command in the clipboard group on the home tab or simply press Ctrl C. Select the cell or cells where you want to paste the information. Click the paste command from the home tab or use Ctrl V. The copied information will now appear in the new cells. Similarly, in cut and paste procedure, either choose cut command in the clipboard group on the home tab or use the shortcut key Ctrl X. Then move to the desired cell location and use the shortcut key Ctrl V to paste. Formatting text. By using the formatting text, we can change the word either in bold, italic or underline as per the option selected, or either we can change the font style like in Cambria, Calibri, etc. Also the font size can be changed in the ribbon. Plus we can apply a border to a particular cell or a group of selected cell. We can also change the text color by simply selecting the desired cell and choosing the color option from the theme colors and the standard colors. And we can also use fill color. Select the cell or cells you want to format, click the fill command and we can select a color from the palette. Conditional formatting. Select the cells you want to like to format, select the home tab, locate the styles group and click on the conditional formatting command. Conditional formatting is basically used to highlight some cells, like some cells of the rows or columns, to implement some particular color in rows or column. Now to remove conditional formatting, click the conditional formatting command in the home styles group. Select clear rules. Choose to clear rules from the entire worksheet or the selected cells. We can also insert rows and column By going through the home tab, there is a cells group and there is an option of insert. We can insert cells either in column or in cells. The new row always appears above the selected row and the new column always appears to the left side of the selected column. Editing fill. In the lower hand corner or the active cell is Excel's fill handle. When you hold your mouse off the top of it, your cursor will turn into a crosshair. If you have just one selected cell, if you click and drag to fill down a column or across a row, it will just copy that number or text to each of the other cells. If you have two cells selected, Excel will fill the pattern in a series. For example, if we put number 4 in the cell A1 and number 2 in the cell A2. If we select these two cells and we put click and drag the fill handle, then Excel will continue the pattern with the table of 4. For example, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20 and so on. Excel can also auto fill series of dates, times, days of the week, months. Now sorting in alphabetical order. Select a particular column of your choice and then click on the sort and filter command which is present in the editing group on the home tab. Now select A to Z or Z to A as per the requirement from largest to smallest or smallest to largest respectively. Cell referencing. We can use the concept of relative cell referencing which is based on the relative position of the cell. If the position of the cell that contains the reference changes, the reference itself also changes. For example, if we have number 2 in the cell A1 and number 3 in the cell B3, then in the cell C1 we apply the formula by putting the equal to sign equal to A1 plus B1. That will give the relative reference of the cell A1 and the relative position of the cell B1. Now if we sum these two cells, then the result will give 5. If we change the value, suppose in B1 as 7, then the result in C will automatically be 2 plus 7 equals to 9. Now after relative reference, there is a term absolute reference which is represented by $A $1 which always refers to a cell in a specific location. If the position of the cell that contains the formula changes, even the absolute reference remains the same. The symbol dollar is used for constant row or column. Now some of the functions. Dateif function. The syntax is dateif start date end date interval. Start date. Date from which you want to calculate the difference. For example, we have the start date, my date of birth 23/6/93. End date, which is the date up to which we want to calculate the difference. For example, here the end date is in the example 10/1/2013. Interval, form in which you want to calculate the difference. For example, number of days, we simply use the sign D in double apostrophe commas and the result will be 7141 days from the start date to the end date. Similarly, we can use the procedure for number of months, number of years, months of a year, days of over the month. Using the SUMIF function, the syntax is SUMIF range criteria and SUMRange. Range is the range of cells on which conditions are applied. For example, A1 colon A7. This is the range. Criteria, condition that defines which cell or cells will be added. That is the condition less than 5. And the sum range, which is the actual cell range to sum. That is B1 colon B7. Using if function. If is a logical function which has syntax if logical text value if true, comma value if false. For example, we have put the value 5 in the cell A1, A2. So the cell A2 has the value 5. Now if we apply the function if A2 is less than 5, then first condition true, second condition false. But actually the cell A2 is not less than 5. It is actually 5. So the result in C2 is false. Now consider the last example. If A2 greater than 5, then the true condition is A, print A, and the false condition is print B. Clearly the condition is false, so the result is B. Count functions. There are four count functions basically. First, count. Count only cells that contains number. The syntax is count value 1, value 2, etc. For example, we have values from A1 to A10 and we have applied the function count A1 to A10. It returns only number, so there are only 4 numbers, so the result is 4. Count A returns the cells which are not empty, which are 8 here. Count blank. Count blank returns the cells that are actually blank or empty. Here the blank cells are A3 and A8, so the result is 2. Count if, count number of cells that mean the given condition. For example, count if A1 to A10, the condition is less than equal to 5 and the numbers are 3, 5 and 0, which are 3, so the result is 3. Text function. Syntax of functions. Lower function. The symbol is lower bracket text. It is used to convert text from capital to small. The function upper function. It is used to convert text from small to capital letters. And the third is proper function, which is used to capitalize each word of the text. Now the function left function. It returns specified number of characters from start of the text. For example, left bracket an to 3. It returns the first 3 letters, that is SMA, from the word smart. The right function. Right function is used to return specified number of characters from end of the text from the right side. That is, if we apply right an to 3, then we get the right side characters. First means last 3 characters from the right side. That is ART. The mid function. The mid function is used to return character from middle of the text given a starting position. For example, mid an 2 and 3. It will start from the second character. For example, the word smart. The second character is M and it will go to 3 characters more. That is MAR. Similarly, in the word beautiful, it will start from the second character, that is E, and it will go to the 3 characters progressive, E, A and U. Some other functions. Now function. It returns the current date with time, which is shown in the cell B3. The function today returns the current date only. The function mod returns the remainder after a number is divided by a divisor. For example, when 7 is divided by 3, we write it as mod 7 comma 3 and the remainder is 1. So the result is shown as 1. Len, the length function. It returns the number of characters in a text string. For example, len a1. We have functions written in the cell a1 and the number of characters in function is 9. So the result of len a1 is 9. And a simple sum function, sum 2 comma 3, which will give the sum of 2 and 3, that is 5. These are some of the very important shortcut keys as follows. To edit the active cell, we can use the shortcut key F2. To create a chart, simply press the function key F11. To insert a cell command, we use Shift plus F2. To insert function dialog box, we use Shift plus F3. To insert a new worksheet in the workbook, we use Shift plus F11. Name Manager dialog box, we use Control plus F3. Visual Basic Editor, we use Alt plus F11. Macro dialog box, we use Alt plus F8. To hide the selected columns, we use Control plus 0. Unhide the columns, we use Control plus Shift plus 0. Hide the selected rows, we use Control plus 9. Unhide the rows, we use Control plus Shift plus 9. Select all the cells with comment, we use Control plus Shift plus O. For downfill, we use Control plus D. For right fill, we use Control plus R. To enter some function in a cell, we use Alt and equal to. For euro symbol, cent symbol, pound symbol, yen symbol, we use the particular codes with Alt. To enter a new line in active cell, we use Alt plus Enter. For current date, we use Control plus semicolon. For current time, we use Control Shift and semicolon. To show formula, we use Control plus apostrophe. To select an entire column, we simply press Control plus space bar. To select an entire row, Shift plus space bar. And to apply a particular number format, currency format, and other formats plus borders, we use these shortcut keys as follows.